Don't sell your house for cash. At the end of this video, you're going to have a good idea of why you should not sell your house for cash. If you like videos like this, if you like my videos, please like, subscribe. There are different ways that you can sell that home, and sometimes you're selling a home when you're under stress. You need cash fast. You might be in a position where the home is not in good condition, and it feels like from living in that home, everything is falling apart. Well, I'm here to tell you that many times that's not the case. And again, I'm specifically speaking to Silicon Valley. I always want to make sure that as I'm speaking, you understand I work in Silicon Valley. This is the area that I know, that I love, and that I can really give the advice on because this is where I'm at. And when you see people, or sometimes I've heard that, and many times it happens to folks who are a little older, and they're taken advantage of because maybe they don't need all of the money, or they feel like it's going to be a big hassle to sell it through the traditional sense, which is working with an agent or working with an agency. And I understand that you want to keep every dollar that you can. There's no argument there at all. What's very important is that you are working with somebody who's ethical and working with somebody who's going to take care of you. Now, I see commercials, and these commercials say, well, buy your house for cash. You don't have to have realtor fees involved. And if you do the math on those realtor fees, I will guarantee you, I'm happy to sit down with you. And if you're thinking about selling your home for cash to someone who's going to purchase for cash without realtor fees, I will guarantee you that I'm going to get you more money. And that's the bottom line. Including the realtor fees, I will get you more funds in your pocket at the end, at close. What you have to do, whether you're working with myself or another real estate professional, you have to make sure that you're working with somebody who has sworn themselves to the oath of ethics. When we become a realtor, we go through a licensing process, and in this business, not everybody has the same amount of experience as everybody else. That's just how any business goes. However, you always want to make sure that whoever you're working with does have somebody behind them who is experienced, to make sure that if they're going to list your house, they're going through the proper steps. Inside of these proper steps, it's very important that as the seller, you get the top dollar for your home. Whether the market is down or whether the market is smoking hot, there's different ways to make sure this happens. And over again, I have seen when people get taken advantage of, unfortunately and unnecessarily, because they sold their house for cash, because the buyer who purchased for cash. Don't be misled. Many times this is not actually cash. Many times this is going to be a purchase when the seller sells to someone who has put cash into the accounts. However, it is a loan that these folks are getting. It's a hard money loan. These loans can look different ways, and that doesn't matter. The bottom line is that they're going to get more money if they put the house on the market, or if they work with a reputable realtor or a real estate firm, making sure that all of the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. They want to make sure that they're selling this home in a way that they're going to get top dollar for it. And I've seen many times when a buyer will come in and purchase the home for cash, and they'll say something of the effect of, you can stay for 6 months with the rent back, or you can stay for X amount of time. Don't be duped. All of those things are possible with a realtor as well. All of those things are possible in an ethical way where the seller is being taken care of. A house does not need to be sold as a fast fire sale type of scenario. If someone's in a position where they might be getting foreclosed on, or someone's in a position where they might have the bank coming in and saying that the house is going to be foreclosed on, that is the perfect time to make sure that you have the right people behind you. Make sure that you have people who are experienced working with you in your corner. It's very easy to say that a professional fighter knows how to fight. And there's a reason for that. A professional fighter is going to train day in and day out to make sure that they know how to fight. You cannot put somebody into the ring with a professional fighter who has not practiced a lot. And many times there's professional fights that end quickly because one professional fighter is better than the other professional fighter. And so you can't take a professional fighter, put them on the street, and expect that street fighter to fight as well as a professional fighter. It doesn't work like that. When you sell to someone who doesn't have your best interest in mind, then that's exactly what's happening. You're taking someone who works inside and outside with these transactions, purchasing these properties from sellers who don't know any better. Make sure that you have somebody on your side and making sure that you're being taken care of. Make sure that you have somebody on your side for the legalities. Make sure you have somebody on your side for the disclosures. Make sure you have somebody on your side to do the marketing for you. If selling the house off market is the best way to go, then that's possible. But you want to make sure that you've done everything else up to that point to make sure that's the best deal that you're going to get for the property. That's really what it comes down to. When you see these commercials, I'll buy your house for cash. When you see these commercials, you need to worry about the realtor fees, because in order to get the best price that you possibly can, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a realtor, I'm saying that because I've seen this over and over again. And I've seen so many times in Silicon Valley, when somebody purchases for cash for $1 million or 1.1, and they put $100,000 into the property and they sell for 1.4. That's a huge issue. It's a huge issue for the seller who could have otherwise put that money into the property. There's different programs to use. That seller could have put the money into the property and gotten that additional $300,000 themselves. I see that as a very big issue when somebody purchases a home for $1 million and puts $100,000 into a property and gets 1.4. That is leaving $300,000 on the table for the seller. And if you do some quick math on that, the quick math is pretty simple. $1 million into the seller's account, they're able to stay for 4 months or 6 months. There is no problem with a seller staying in the property, legally letting them do that and stay in the property and selling the property within that time frame. There is no problem with that at all, and it's possible to do that. And the math goes like this. If they sell for $1 million and the buyer puts $100,000 into it, there's a $300,000 difference there that the investor has now made. Now, of course, it's not all gravy for the investor, so to speak, because there are carrying costs that they have to hold as well. Many times they're going to make $200,000. With that said, that's $200,000 to the investor, but it would be more to the seller themselves. This is something I'm very passionate about. I'm always happy to talk about. Please let me know if you have any questions, and please let me know if you have any ideas for other videos. Give me a call anytime. Always here and happy to help. Talk to you soon.